Hey all, welcome to Circle of Tone. If you're new here, I recreate classic old albums. Why? Ozzy. Wow, so weird. Absolute icon. Rest in peace, Ozzy. And the death of Ozzy reminds me of a wise quote where it said, music isn't life or death. It's much more important than that. Rest in peace, Ozzy.
Guitar YouTube and metal YouTube, like, pretty much completely dead.
It's such a complex problem. It involves corporatism. It involves media. It involves culture in general. Culture is a big one. The financial climate. Every aspect of life is why the guitar is waning when it comes to normies. There's famous YouTubers, guitar-based YouTubers, that are claiming that all of their views are down. The YouTuber guitar space is starting to dwindle. And it is the case. Most people's views are down. There's a few still chugging along. The guitar channels don't want you to even consider that they are the problem.
I've been hearing a lot of my fellow guitar YouTubers going, oh, guitar YouTube's dying. Oh, the views. Oh, no one's watching anymore. Make better videos then. This is on you, not on the audience, not on the algorithm, not on any outside factor. Make better videos. This is your fault.
All right, let's take a look at Colin. His recent video was a month ago and it got under 3,000 views. He's got 250,000 subs, 5 times many subs that I do. And he's getting less views than me on his last video. Some of my videos are getting about 20k. I'm not hitting the 34s. Maybe I did with Korn. So this is the biggest one he's had in a long time. In 6 months, 129k. But look at the ones surrounding him. 6,000, 12, 11. There's some nudging 30 here, 16. He's dropping off big time. Now let's look at him let's have a look at his main videos, his most popular, to see if there's new ones in his most viewed videos. So you got to go back 4 years, 11 years, 8 years, 11 years, 7, 12, 4 years. Nothing in the past 6 months is here. Look, 8 years. If you see one, let me know, because I'm going pretty quick. So yeah, he is falling off a cliff. I love the guy. He's kind of what has killed YouTube, just like I did doing the nerdy guitar shit, because nobody aspires to that. People get into guitars because they get their minds blown in the 60s, by Clapton or by Beatles or Eddie Van Halen, and then all of a sudden they pick up a tennis racket and jump around their bedrooms. This is interesting to people who already play. It's not giving the sex, drugs, rock and roll, live vicariously through these people. All right, and that's the problem. The guitar YouTube community had an existing demographic of people, like millions of people that play guitar. It's dwindling. The interest is dwindling. It's just played out. There's nothing more we can learn about pickups. There's nothing more that we can learn about a new boost that does the same thing, so. A lot of the guitar stores are closing, the main ones. The competition, like Thomann and Guitar Center are still... Thomann are going strong because they pretty much, speaking of YouTubers, they pretty much did know which way the wind was blowing when it came to how do you market your stuff. Like Andertons was an early adopter as well, and they are thriving because they did use YouTubers to, hawk their gear, which is fair enough. Always be closing. But speaking of always be closing, a lot of YouTubers are quitting temporarily.
I've made peace with them, but I've never actually taken the time to not just burn. I was not okay in many of those moments, and I should have taken a second and stopped. Yeah. Bye, guys. I hope you guys enjoy the EP. It's called The Lost Chapters. It's out now.
A always B B C closing. Always be closing. Always be closing.
But yeah, in general, not many people are tuning into YouTubers, and the timing is terrible. The timing is bad because, kids, you know when I said all aspects of culture are why interest in rock and metal are dwindling? Recently, there's green shoots of positivity on Circular Tone. You'd never have thought that, right? On YouTube, look at YouTube. I'm just going to give this as one quick example. They have lifted laws on their algorithm for dissenting content. So you can start to be a bit of a naughty boy on YouTube at long last, because it was bait and switch. YouTube, you could upload anything, say anything. It was fucking the Wild West back in the day. And now YouTube are starting to realize, hey, we're losing a lot of eyeballs to TikTok, we're losing a lot of eyeballs to Amazon, we're losing a lot of eyeballs to alt culture. So now we're going to have to bring back the freaks.
Why doesn't The View have any trans women on it?
Great point. It has a lot of women that look trans, but none of them.
So it might be bad timing. This might be a good thing for you people that are scared to sing about what you want to sing about. And it includes dissenting content against the government. What's going on there? Maybe they're just doing that so they can scrape your data for the wrong thinkers. You know what I mean? Where do you start? Where do I even fucking start? People often make fun of me for blaming the DAW. Most drums, if you don't know, most drums are fake. They are on rails, snapped to a metronome. The drums that are often captured are usually overdubbed with drum samples. It's essentially Rock Band, where you hit a controller to hit a note. That's essentially what 99% of recorded drums are today. So straight off the bat, it has more in common with electronic dance music than it does with the old rock and metal that we loved. Now, before you start calling me an old bastard, I am an early adopter to tech. I was the first person in my country, in Wales, to have a PC with multiple inputs. I was the first person. I was in the 90s buying Yamaha sound cards before they were released. I pre-ordered them and I got them the day they were released. We are talking the Sound Blaster card days, and I was getting Yamaha Pro interfaces for PCs. They'd been knocking around a little bit on Macs, right? But for the PCs, I was probably the first person in Wales to own one of these type of studios. Before this, Commodore 64. I was making music on a Commodore 64. I had the keyboard overlay. After that, I was into the Amiga. I got a Porta Studio 4 4-track recording. I'm an early adopter to tech. All right, I knew about Kempers before they were released. You want to talk Axe Effects? I remember him on the forums using us as guinea pigs. I only talk shit about things that I have a deep understanding of. I'm not just going to point at something and think, I don't understand that, so I'm going to blame it. I was putting warnings on the guitar forums decades ago. Dial-up days on forums, warning them about this shit. All right? About how it's not connecting. It's so hard to explain what the magic is when it comes to recording. I mean, White Stripes. Their biggest hits was on an 8-track. Even bands that I thought were fucking amazing, when I mentioned new metal. Take Orgy. That sounds Pro Tools. And yes, it was recorded, edited on Pro Tools. Then they put that thing to tape, and then they edited and mixed it on tape. It does something to the treble, it does something to the sound. Technically, it's harmonic distortion. Technically. It all involves compression, the way it compresses when you overload it. If you overload this, it just crackles. If you overload tape, it'll pump and it'll do something exciting and it'll distort in a pleasing way to the ear, all right? So tape is a huge thing, but it's not just tape. If you listen to old AC/DC, you can hear the guitars bleeding into the microphones of the drum kit. All right? That, if you want to be a nerd, that is chaos theory. You cannot recreate that with a Kemper. Bleed, you have 3 instruments, bass, guitar, and drums, all blending into each other's microphones. Creates a weird wash. It creates a pump, a thump, a heartbeat. It's just science. And these fucking nerds have been nowhere near a drum kit in decades. All right? It's a marriage of a producer capturing the magic, a band being well rehearsed, and sometimes you can get lightning in a bottle. Okay? It's so hard. It's so hard to actually figure out what the hell good music is when it comes to people who have the rock and metal gene. Okay? If only it was the door. If only you could go into a studio and record, like you do on a door to tape. It's still gonna fucking suck if you're snapped to a grid on a vanilla sausage using your vintage 30s, using your SM57, rinse and repeat. It's so complicated, which is why nobody's doing it the right way, the old way. The old way used to take pre-production. The old way used to have mentors and managers and people just pushing the bands in the right direction, peers, competition, practicing every night, gigging every night. It's gone. It's hard. It's impossible. Rock and roll ain't easy. Okay, guys, that's the end of part 1. It's going to be a 3-part piece on what I think needs to be done to try and save guitar when it comes to normies, the lifeblood of the underground. It's the underground that is suffering because the mainstream is suffering. And I want everybody to be happy. Speaking of happy, always be closing. Thanks to my patrons at home. You guys are awesome. If you like these types of vids, you can like, subscribe, or also hit the link in the description to join Richard P & Co. to financially back my channel. Alright boys, see you next time. Circle of Tone.